In the glittering chaos of Hollywood's underbelly, where spotlights burn hotter than the scandals they illuminate, one woman has danced on the edge of reinvention like no other. She's the mother monster, the pop provocateur who turned vulnerability into vinyl gold. But behind the sequins and the screams, a heart as wild and untamed as the anthems she belts. Lady Gaga, born Stefani Joanne Angelina Germanotta, has lived a love story that's equal parts fairy tale and fever dream. Engaged twice, heartbroken more times than she can count on diamond-encrusted fingers, and forever chasing that elusive happily ever after in a world that devours its icons whole. Today on Starlight Remains, we're peeling back the layers of Gaga's romantic odyssey, not the tabloid whispers or the red carpet poses, but the raw, unfiltered truth. The fiancés who promised forever and fizzled, the heartbreaks that fueled her fiercest albums, and the one man who might just have coaxed that wild heart into settling down. We're counting down the top 5 lovers of Lady Gaga, from the barstool sparks that lit her fire to the quiet billionaire who whispered yes and meant it. Buckle up, little monsters. This isn't just gossip, it's a dissection of desire, destiny, and the damn near impossible quest for love in the spotlight. But let's start at the very beginning, shall we? Before the Grammys and the Guises, when Stefani was just a girl with a guitar and a dream, nursing crushes in the dim glow of Lower East Side dives. Our countdown kicks off with the man who knew her when she was still figuring out her stage name, the one who poured her drinks and, for a while, poured into her soul. Top 5. Luke Carl, the bartender who brewed her first heartache. It's 2005, and Stefani Germanotta is 19, fresh out of NYU's Tisch School of the Arts, scraping by as a coat-check girl and occasional lounge singer. She's got fire in her veins, but no map for the maze of Manhattan's music scene. Enter Luke Carl, the 24-year-old bartender at the Lower East Side's infamous LA dive bar. With his easy smile, sleeve of tattoos, and a radio DJ side gig that had him spinning tracks for Q104. 3. Luke wasn't just mixing drinks, he was mixing metaphors for a girl on the cusp of explosion. Their story? Pure rom-com cliché with a rock and roll edge. Stefani would slide onto a stool after late-night gigs, trading stories of rejected demos for shots of Patron. Luke saw the raw talent beneath the insecurity, the way she'd hum melodies between sips, her eyes lighting up like faulty fireworks. By summer's end, they were inseparable. Late-night drives in his beat-up Chevy, scribbling lyrics on napkins, and stolen kisses in alleyways that smelled like rain and rebellion. Gaga herself later confessed in a 2011 Vogue interview, "He was my first real love, the one who made me feel like I could be a star before I even knew what that meant." Luke wasn't some industry suit chasing clout. He was the everyman anchor in her storm, the guy who'd blast her demos on his radio show and cheer her through Interscope's early rejections. But here's where the fairy tale phrase. Gaga's ascent was a meteor strike, and Luke? He was the shadow left in the crater. As the fame dropped in 2008, catapulting her from club kid to global sensation, the distance grew. She'd jet off to London for studio sessions, while he'd sling beers back home, the time zones and temptations pulling them apart. They split in 2009, only to reunite in a haze of nostalgia-fueled hookups through 2011 On Again, Off Again, like a bad remix no one asked for. Gaga channeled the ache into Telephone, that Beyoncé collab where betrayal blasts through like a siren song. Stop Callan, I don't want to think anymore, yeah. That's Luke's ghost in the machine, the dial tone of what could have been. Psychologically, this was Gaga's blueprint for love, intense, artistic, and inevitably interrupted by ambition. Luke represented the before, the grounded, gritty New York that shaped her hustler's heart. He never cashed in on the fame. In fact, post-split, he penned a memoir, The Drunk Dial, in 2013, painting their romance as a beautiful bruise rather than a bitter score settling. No venom, just vulnerability. Today at 45, Luke's still spinning records in Nebraska, married with kids, a quiet life that whispers what Gaga's wild ride denied him. And her? She tattooed a nod to their chaos on her arm, a knife through a heart, etched with Stefani. It's a scar she wears like armor, a reminder that the first cut, the one from the bartender who poured her dreams, is always the deepest. But if Luke was the spark, our next lover was the full-on inferno. One that burned so bright it convinced an entire award show they were soulmates. Stay tuned, Because top 4 is where Hollywood's hottest rumor refuses to die. Top 4. Bradley Cooper. The Oscar night gaze that convinced the world they were secretly in love. The 2019 Academy Awards. The Dolby Theater is electric, the orchestra swells, and suddenly the lights dim to a single spotlight on 2 people sharing one microphone. Bradley Cooper, eyes locked on Lady Gaga like she's the only woman in the universe, sings the opening line of Shallow. Gaga answers back, voice cracking with raw emotion, her hands sliding up his chest as the camera pushes in so close you can almost feel their breath mingle. By the time they hit the final chorus, half the planet is screaming, "They're in love!" and the other half is pretending they're not jealous. That performance wasn't just a duet, it was a cultural detonation. Within minutes, Gaga Cooper was trending worldwide. Marriage rumors exploded, and poor Irina Shayk, Bradley's actual girlfriend and mother of his child, was reduced to a meme of her sitting stone-faced in the front row. Gaga and Bradley never confirmed a romance, but they also never really denied the chemistry. In fact, they leaned into it hard. Rewind to 2018. Bradley, fresh off directing his first film, handpicks Gaga for the role of Ally in A Star is Born after seeing her sing La Vie en Rose in a cancer benefit backyard gig. He flies to her Malibu home, they cook pasta, drink wine, and within hours he's telling her, "Take off the makeup, strip it all down, I want the real you." Gaga later admitted she felt instantly exposed, like he saw straight through every persona she'd ever built. That vulnerability became the spine of the movie and, many believe, the spine of whatever happened between them off-screen. For the next 18 months, they were inseparable. Joint interviews where they finished each other's sentences, late-night songwriting sessions, matching platinum hair for the press tour, even Cooper moving into the guest house of Gaga's Malibu compound for work. Gaga broke off her engagement to Christian Carino in February 2019 right as A Star is Born fever peaked. Sources swore Bradley and Irina were already on the rocks, and the timing felt too perfect to be coincidence. The Shallow performance was the climax. Gaga has since called it pure love, insisting it was love for the art, for the character, for the moment. But watch it again. The way her fingers tremble when they touch his face, the microsecond where he almost kisses her forehead, the tear that slips down her cheek right as the music crests. Art or not, something real was bleeding through. By June 2019, the spell broke. Bradley reconciled with Irina for a few months before splitting for good. Gaga threw herself into the Chromatica era, and both stars started swearing on every talk show that they were just friends. Yet the rumor mill never stopped churning. As recently as 2024, when Maestro came out, fans dissected red carpet photos looking for hidden signals. Gaga laughed it off on Jimmy Fallon, but the blush on her cheeks told a different story. Psychologically, Bradley represents Gaga's most dangerous fantasy, the tortured artist who truly sees her soul, the co-creator who matches her intensity note for note. He didn't want the pop star. He wanted Stefani. And for one glittering award season, it looked like she might actually give him everything. In the end, the flame burned too hot, too public, too complicated, but the embers still glow. Every time Gaga sings "I'm Off the Deep End" live, a chunk of the audience is still singing it to him. One fiancé down, one almost lover who got away. But our next man actually put a ring on it and still couldn't hold on. Coming up, the pink sapphire heartbreak that taught Gaga the difference between a proposal and a promise. Top 3. Christian Carino, the pink sapphire fiancé who thought he could manage the monster. February 2017. Gaga has just delivered the greatest Super Bowl halftime show in history, flipping off the roof, catching a football with one hand, guitar solo, drone lights spelling Pepsi in the sky. The world is at her feet, and waiting in the wings is a tall, broad-shouldered man in a black suit who looks like he stepped out of a Scorsese movie. Christian Carino, 48, one of the most powerful talent agents at CAA's music division. They'd been quietly dating for a few months, introduced through mutual friends in the Bel Air circuit. Christian wasn't a struggling artist or a tech billionaire. He was the guy who negotiated 9-figure tours for Beyoncé and Justin Bieber. He understood the machinery of fame better than Gaga herself. For the first time in her life, she had a partner who could sit across the table from Irving Azoff and not blink. On paper, it was perfect. The romance moved at warp speed. By Christmas 2017, Christian had proposed with a staggering 8-carat pink sapphire surrounded by diamond pave, reportedly worth north of $400,000. Gaga said yes immediately. She flashed the ring at a Grammys after-party, then told Ellen, "I've finally found someone who loves all of me, even the parts I used to hide." Friends described them as disgustingly happy. He called her My Little Pony in a china shop. She called him Daddy in texts that later leaked cringe, but very on-brand for Gaga at the time. For a while, it looked like Christian had done the impossible. He'd tamed the untamable. He moved into her Malibu mansion, accompanied her to every premiere, even got a tiny unicorn tattoo on his bicep as a tribute to her little monsters. When fibromyalgia forced her to cancel the last 10 dates of the Joanne World Tour in early 2018, Christian was the one carrying her off stage, whispering that she didn't have to be superhuman every night. But power dynamics in love are tricky, especially when one partner literally controls access to the biggest stages on Earth. Insiders say Christian started weighing in on everything: creative choices, tour schedules, even what she wore. Gaga's team allegedly bristled at the idea of an agent sleeping in the artist's bed. The pink sapphire began to feel more like a collar than a crown. The cracks showed publicly in January 2019. Gaga performed at a Las Vegas residency event wearing the ring. 2 weeks later, at the Grammys, the ring was gone. By Valentine's Day, Page Six confirmed the engagement was over. No dramatic blowout, no cheating scandal, just a quiet unraveling. Gaga's statement was classic her. There are no long stories or hardships, just two people going in different directions with love. Translation: he wanted to manage the brand. She wanted to burn it down and build something new. Christian kept a dignified silence, but sources close to him say the breakup crushed him. He genuinely believed he could give Gaga the stability she'd never had. Instead, he became another chapter in her long history of loving men who try to fit her into a box, only to watch her explode out of it. The pink sapphire was quietly sold at auction in 2021 for charity. Gaga has never spoken his name in an interview since. But if you listen to the bridge of Stupid Love from Chromatica, you can almost hear the ghost of that relationship. "I want your stupid love, but all you ever gave me was a plan. 2 engagements, 0 weddings. One man left holding a ring that no longer fit, but Gaga's greatest public heartbreak, the one that nearly broke her completely, was still to come." Next, we dive into the 5-year firestorm that was Taylor Kinney, the relationship that birthed an entire album and left both of them scarred for life. Top 2. Taylor Kinney, the 5-year fireman fiancé who lit her world on fire and then walked away. July 2011. Lady Gaga is at the absolute peak of Born This Way era. Rainbow hair, prosthetic horns, arriving at the VMAs inside an egg. She's untouchable, unbreakable, a living piece of performance art. And then she meets a 6'5" Chicago firefighter turned actor on the set of her You and I music video in Nebraska. Taylor Kinney, 30, rugged jawline, Midwestern drawl, the kind of quiet masculinity that makes even Gaga pause mid-sentence. The video concept was already insane. Gaga playing a mermaid bride, Taylor as her tortured groom, scenes of bondage, barns, and ice cream truck sex. But the chemistry was instant and volcanic. Between takes, Taylor taught her how to two-step. Gaga later said she felt something she hadn't felt since she was a teenager. Like I could finally breathe. By the end of the 3-day shoot, they were officially together. For the next 5 years, Taylor Kinney became the longest, most public love of Gaga's life. He was the anti-celebrity. No social media, no paparazzi games, just a guy who fought actual fires in Chicago between filming seasons of Chicago Fire. Gaga flew to him between sold-out arenas, cooked him Sunday gravy in her Malibu kitchen, and wrote entire songs about wanting to run away and live a normal life with him. He called her Steph, never Gaga. She called him my love in every acceptance speech. Valentine's Day 2015, Taylor proposes on a snowy Christmas tree farm in Pennsylvania with a heart-shaped Lorraine Schwartz diamond ring estimated at $500,000. Gaga posts a photo of the ring with the caption, "He gave me his heart on Valentine's Day, and I said yes." The internet collectively melted. Wedding plans started immediately. A small ceremony in Italy, her father Joe officiating, Tony Bennett singing "The Way You Look Tonight," and for a moment it really looked like this one would stick. But distance and demons crept in. Gaga's fibromyalgia diagnosis in 2017 turned her life into a daily war with chronic pain. She canceled tours, disappeared into dark rooms, and leaned on Taylor harder than ever. At the same time, Chicago Fire was renewed season after season, anchoring him 2,000 miles away in Illinois. They tried everything: private jets on weekends, FaceTime dinners, even couples therapy. Gaga later revealed in her 2020 Oprah interview that the illness made intimacy almost impossible for long stretches, and the guilt nearly destroyed her. July 2016. The breakup announcement comes via a joint Instagram post. Taylor and I have always believed we are soulmates. Just like all couples, we have ups and downs, and we have decided to take a break. Translation: he couldn't watch her suffer anymore, and she couldn't ask him to keep waiting for a version of her body might never give him. The aftermath was brutal. Gaga spiraled. She checked into a wellness retreat, shaved the back of her head, and poured every ounce of grief into the album. Joanne, pink cowboy hats, stripped-down ballads, songs like Million Reasons that are basically suicide notes wrapped in harmony. I'd do anything to have you stay. Just give me a million reasons is the sound of someone bargaining with a ghost. Taylor, for his part, stayed silent. No revenge interviews, no tell-all. Just one cryptic tweet months later: if you're lucky enough to love someone who loves you back, never let them go. They tried to rekindle once in 2017. Paparazzi caught them kissing at a charity event in LA. Gaga wore his old Chicago Fire hoodie, but the pain was too fresh. By 2018, Taylor was dating a radiologist from Philadelphia, and Gaga was spiraling through the Vegas residency and A Star Is Born. The ring was returned. The farmhouse wedding never happened. Today, Taylor is still single after that relationship ended, still fighting fires on TV, still refusing to talk about Gaga in interviews. Gaga keeps a tiny tattoo of his birthday in Roman numerals on her arm, hidden under newer ink. When asked in 2024 if she still loves him, she simply said, "There are people who come into your life and change its molecular structure forever. He's one of those people." Taylor Kinney didn't just break Gaga's heart, he shattered the illusion that love could ever choose normal over the monster she was born to be. And that realization nearly killed her. But from the ashes of that 5-year inferno rose something unexpected. The quiet, steady hand of a man who never asked her to dim her light, only to share it. Coming up, the #1 spot. The tech entrepreneur who finally convinced the wild heart it was safe to come home. Top 1. Michael Polanski, the man who finally tamed the wild heart. January 2020. The world is on fire with pandemic panic, but inside a private Super Bowl party in Miami, Lady Gaga is quietly introduced to a 42-year-old tech entrepreneur nobody in the room has ever heard of. Michael Polanski, Harvard math graduate, co-founder of Parker Group, Sean Parker's investment empire, board member of the Parker Institute for Cancer Immunotherapy, and the kind of guy who has more money in liquid assets than most pop stars make in a lifetime, but still flies commercial and wears the same gray hoodie to meetings. He doesn't ask for a selfie. He doesn't even mention her music. Instead, he spends 3 hours talking to her about CRISPR gene editing, the ethics of AI, and how immunotherapy might one day cure fibromyalgia. Gaga later told friends, "I felt my brain and my heart light up at the same time for the first time ever." They kept it secret for months. No paparazzi walks, no joint red carpets. Michael simply started showing up. Backstage at Enigma in Vegas, shows with soup when her pain flared. On the set of House of Gucci, bringing her mother's homemade meatballs, quietly donating 7 figures to her Born This Way Foundation without ever asking for credit. When lockdown hit, he moved into her Malibu compound and turned the guest house into a makeshift lab so he could keep working while she filmed patriotic Instagram videos from her kitchen. The first public sighting came in February 2020. Gaga kissing a masked man on a Miami hotel balcony. Within hours, the internet identified him as the boring rich guy. Gaga clapped back with a single Instagram post. A photo of them cuddling on a couch, caption, "I've got a stupid love." The little monsters lost their minds, half of them convinced she was settling, the other half praying this one would finally be different. He proposed on Valentine's Day 2024, exactly 9 years after Taylor Kinney had done the same. This time there was no heart-shaped diamond flash for the cameras. Michael got down on one knee in the backyard of her Pennsylvania farmhouse, surrounded by her dogs, holding a simple platinum band with a single pear-shaped diamond. Gaga said yes before he finished the sentence. She confirmed the engagement herself in July 2024, casually introducing him to French Prime Minister Gabriel Attal at the Paris Olympic swimming finals as my fiancé Michael. The video went viral. The ring finally got its close-up. What makes Michael different? 1. He never asked her to be smaller. When she wanted to do a jazz album with Tony Bennett at the height of her pop reign, he flew the entire orchestra to their house. When she decided to star in Joker, Folie à Deux, and disappear into Harley Quinn for 9 months, he sent daily voice notes in character as the Joker just to make her laugh on set. 2. He matches her intellect. They co-authored a scientific paper on mental health and gut microbiomes in 2023. Gaga jokes that foreplay in their house is arguing about quantum computing. 3. He understands privacy as oxygen. There are exactly 4 public photos of them kissing in 5 years. He has never once done an interview about her. When asked by a reporter in 2025 what it's like dating Lady Gaga, he replied, "I'm not dating Lady Gaga. I'm marrying Stefani Germanotta, and that's nobody's business but ours." As of November 2025, the wedding is still unannounced, but the signs are everywhere. Gaga's September Instagram story. Sometimes the wild heart just wants to come home. The fact she's been spotted house hunting in Silicon Valley, her sudden obsession with posting photos of golden retrievers and vegetable gardens. Friends say the ceremony will be tiny. Under 50 guests, somewhere in Italy, no phones allowed. For the first time in her life, Gaga isn't writing breakup anthems. She's writing vows. Michael Polanski didn't tame the wild heart. He simply built a home big enough, quiet enough, and strong enough that the wild heart finally chose to walk inside on its own. 5 lovers, 2 engagements, 1 almost affair that still haunts award show montages. Countless songs soaked in tears and tequila. Lady Gaga's romantic history reads like a tragic opera. She herself composed, conducted, and then set on fire for the finale. Luke Carl gave her the dream. Bradley gave her the fantasy. Christian gave her the plan. Taylor gave her the fairy tale. Michael gave her the future. The woman who once sang, "I'd rather be dry, but at least I'm alive and rain on me," now wakes up every morning next to someone who makes sure the rain never touches her again unless she wants it to. Maybe the wild heart was never meant to be tamed. Maybe it was just waiting for someone who loved the wilderness enough to live in it without trying to fence it in. So has Lady Gaga finally found her forever? Only time will tell. But for the first time in almost 2 decades under the spotlight, she's not running toward the next reinvention. She's standing still. And that, little monsters, might be the most revolutionary thing she's ever done. Thank you for watching Starlight Remains. If this deep dive into Gaga's heart made you laugh, cry, or text your ex at 2 a.m., hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and drop your favorite Gaga love song in the comments. Who knows, maybe next time we'll rank the top 5 meat dresses or the top 5 times she almost quit music forever. Until then, keep your hearts wild, your standards high, and your diamonds pink. This is Starlight Remains signing off.